Hey everybody, it's Keeks, and today I'm taking a personal day, just me, and I'm going to talk a little bit of the history of me doing these days and what this means to me.
Hey, bro.
So personal days, these have been something that I've been doing for a very, very long time. I grew up very introverted, and now I am a lot more extroverted. But I still find the time to take some days to just do things by myself. So much of it starting off stemmed from me and my brother being very, very different. You know, my brother being very athletic and being around a lot of friends and hanging out, versus me wanting to do other things. You know, I was always into DIY, I was always into crafts, into science, and a lot more different things that my brother was into. And so this stemmed from us having different personalities. Now, don't get me wrong, my brother was my best friend, and a lot of things we share in common, and you know, we did have a lot of our intellectual conversations, but there was just certain things that we just didn't do together. And so I always often went out by myself to do a lot of these things, because I was very introverted. I would actually get up and plan days just like this. I would actually, before I had a car, walk all the way down the whole north side of San Antonio. I would come from 1604 and Culebra all the way to 1604, or actually Huebner and I-10. And with that, I went along. I would have breakfast. I would maybe look at a few shops, see things along the way, and then I would end it with going to the movies. I had a membership club to the movie theater, and I was always there. And that's a little bit of what I'm bringing back today. This is my personal day, and I'm gonna go head over to eat. I'm on a diet, so I'm gonna be heading over to get some salmon and some veggies, and then maybe look around a little bit, and then I'm gonna head over to the movie theater, the same movie theater that I used to walk, you know, about 20 miles to get to on my day. I'm gonna actually drive over there and enjoy a film. So let's pull into Cheddar's and get some lunch. So I'm having lunch here at Cheddar's. I was able to come in straight to the bar, not having to wait. There's a long line out there, but since I'm eating by myself and it's lunchtime, I gotta get ahead of the line just by sitting at the bar. So that's something else to consider when you're eating alone. So I got in and out of lunch in about 30 minutes. You know, with an overly crowded restaurant, I was able to sneak in, go into the bar, order everything. I got my meal real quick. The bartender's really only serving me. There really wasn't anybody else that was eating at the bar. So, you know, I had great service, in and out, and now I'm gonna go head over towards the movie theater, probably stop and look at a few shops, and then head in and get to watch Knives Out. So I got about 30 minutes to spare now between the movie starts. So I'm just gonna drive around, see what they got at the strip mall, and see what I can take a look at for some time. So of course, you know, I gotta check out REI, see what they got going on in there. Looks like I got my spot right in front.
coming to see Knives Out, and I got free popcorn, free drink with my Regal Rewards, so pretty awesome.
So I just finished watching Knives Out. It was a great movie, and I suggest everybody watch that. I mean, there was a lot of twists to it, and the cast was amazing. Yeah, definitely go watch that. So I do kind of want to talk a little bit about why I take my personal days. And I talked about a little bit when I did this when I was younger. And this kind of transitioned also to when I was in the Navy. I was alone. Being from Texas, you find things very, very different. I mean, there's a culture shock for sure, moving to Norfolk, Virginia, Virginia Beach, and things are not anything like you would expect it. Coming from San Antonio, this is a military city, and going to Norfolk, you see the difference in how military is treated. We kind of revere our military and servicemen here in San Antonio. And in Virginia, it's kind of the opposite. They kind of look at us like a burden, and they pretty much do everything they can to go against us. And so, I don't drink, I don't cuss, I don't like to party, and I don't like to do that sort of thing. And I was in the Navy, and of course, I do love all the people I served with. But when it came down to it, there was just some things I needed to do for myself. I remember the very first Christmas I had, we had come back from that deployment that I met my ship out in Spain. But we're coming back, and I decided to take second leave, which was after Christmas, which was the New Year holiday. So I spent my first Christmas on the ship. A lot of the friends that I had, they were kind of depressed, kind of homesick. I took it upon myself to walk to the nearest Denny's. Is the only thing I knew that was open on that time. And I walked about 1.5 miles out to the Denny's that's right there by Little Creek Base. It was cold, and I was not prepared for that kind of winter. I ate breakfast essentially, and I enjoyed myself, and it was kind of the only piece of home that I really had at that point. I walked back. You can imagine me in just jeans, some Converse, and a light jacket, and that's what I was doing in a Norfolk December, because I didn't plan ahead. I came back, everybody wanted to know where I went, and I told them I went to Denny's, and they're like, oh, well, where is it? And I told them, and I got a few of my guys out there to walk with me. Went out with my roommate that later became my roommate, Dean L. Ladley, and Henry Lopez, and a few other people. We walked out to Denny's, and we had a good time together. And if it wasn't for that fact that I did it by myself, maybe they wouldn't have come along. And I always used to do these little things that I would have for myself at least once a month, maybe twice a month. I would go out to the mall, I would take the bus, I would go out to maybe Jason's Deli. I would do different things on my own, and I never felt lonely. I was always alone, but never lonely. And that's something that I want to put out to everyone else. There's no shame, and there's nothing wrong with doing things on your own. You are your own person. Sometimes we just need to clear our head. Sometimes we just need to relax and not talk and just enjoy the life around us. And so I encourage everybody to take it upon themselves to go out and spend a personal day, and maybe even if it's just for a few hours. If you are in a relationship, maybe you should let that person that's out there, maybe they need a little bit of time apart. They need to spend that time alone to kind of put things in perspective. Not that it's away from you or the family, but maybe just for themselves. A lot of things could be pressuring them at work, social situations, and even the family could be the issue, that they just need a little bit of break, and they need to get into themselves, into their own headspace. So I encourage everybody to do this, and I encourage everybody to allow this and to push for someone who maybe is not used to this. Maybe they should try it. It might not work for everybody. It's something that works for me may not work for you, but go out and enjoy life and enjoy life with yourself. All right, guys, y'all take care. I'm gonna go and head to my favorite place, Goodwill, on my way home. So y'all take care and God bless.